Peace. I'm Jori Richard, and this is the fourth video of the Aleister Crowley Thoth Tarot deck. And this is the fifth card in the Major Arcana, and the name of this card is the Hierophant. First of all, the main thing I want to point out is the 9 nails at the top. And the number 9 is significant. It is the end of the process. Everything has a beginning, middle, and an ending. So when you get to the number 9, it means that you have reached that highest level of consciousness and you're about to begin a whole new process. Like you get to the number 9, then you go to 10, that's a 1 again. Then you go through the whole entire process over. So the 9 is the consciousness of man, and it is the last level. What up, Zach? Then we have the clover with 5 leaves, and that represents the blood mother. The 9 thorns. Hey, what up, 44485, my man? The 5 thorns above the Hierophant's head. It represents nailing down the macrocosm to the microcosm. And the macrocosm is the whole universe. And the microcosm represents manifestation. As above, so below. Whatever I have in my mind up here in the heavens, this is the heavenly realm right here in my mind. Whatever is up here is going to manifest into the physical world. This card is about teaching. And the statement about teaching is, as you learn, as you teach, you're also going to learn. The information that you're teaching is also going to teach you. Just like today, I researched this card. I get all the information, and I read about it for about 2 hours. So now I'm ready to present, and then the more that I present this information, like if I make 10 videos on the Hierophant, I will become a master, and then I'll be able to just give you the information easily. But as I teach, I'm also going to learn. This card also resembles the 3 aeons. He's holding this staff in his hand. Resembles the aeon of Isis, aeon of Osiris, and then the aeon of Horus that we're entering into, baby. The aeon of Horus, when people believe in themselves. And we're leaving this religious aeon of Osiris, where people externalize all their power and give it to Jehovah God. So we're ready to move to the next aeon, and that is the aeon of Horus. You got, and that's what the star in the chest of the Hierophant means. There's a little boy in the star, and the boy represents Horus. This man right here represents Osiris, the aeon of Osiris, and then we have Isis on the bottom, and she's like projected. Looks like like when that one projector. Like there was that concert, and then Tupac came out, and then he was a holograph, just like R2-D2. He holographed that image of Princess Leia, and then she's like, Luke, I need your help. From the first Star Wars, man. It's all related. So you have Isis, which is the first aeon, and that's worship of the woman goddess, embracing Mother Nature. And then the aeon of Osiris came, and that is worshiping this male, masculine god. And people have taken that, and they give all their power away, and that's why we're in such a pickle today. because no one's believing in themselves, and they think that they're foreigners and strangers on the earth, and everyone feels like they don't belong here, when in fact I do belong here. This is my world. Like the Scarface movie says, the world is yours. We belong here. We're not strangers and foreigners and pilgrims. That messes up people's thinking, and then they end up giving all their power to somebody else, and they feel out of place in the world. So we're leaving the Aeon of Osiris, and we're going to the Aeon of Horus, and that's when we believe in ourselves. And we create our reality, and we fulfill our purpose. We have a purpose in this world. And if we're not going on our path and fulfilling our purpose, then we're working for someone else, and we're going to feel out of place and all upset. And things aren't going to be going right until we start walking our path and fulfilling our purpose, and that is the Aeon of Horus. So we have to undo all this brainwashing that was put in my head, all this Jesus stuff, and just let it go. Quit giving my power to some God that isn't there, and realize that I am the creator. I am God. I manifest my reality. As above, so below. What happens up in the mind manifests into the physical world. So I got to be careful and make sure no one is infiltrating my mind and putting their thoughts in there and then leading me down a path that's bad, down a path of destruction. Now, if someone programs your mind with correct, sobering thoughts, then you will go down the right path, and then you'll end up in paradise. So we have the 4 cherubim on the side of the card, and they're the witnesses of what is going on. This card represents Taurus. You see the bull in the background. Here's the bull's head. Here's the bull's ass. And it's behind the Hierophant. So this is me right here. And the Hierophant can also resemble the Pope. When the Pope speaks, it is called ex cathedra, meaning that when he speaks, that is the word of God. And I need to realize that when I speak, these are the words of God. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. They are truth. So what else is in this drawing? There's the snake above his head, and then there's a bird, which shows that you have love, and then you also have love. So even the snake and the bird, they're one in the same. And the snake could resemble the Kundalini energy that wraps up from your spinal column. And the snake is portrayed usually as something that's bad. But then even in the Old Testament, Moses was like, yeah, there's snakes biting the people. And then God's like, this is what I want you to do. I want you to build a statue of a snake, and then whoever looks at it is going to be healed of their infirmities. So even in the Old Testament, people were looking at the statue of the snake that Moses built, and then they were being healed. The snake stopped biting them. So, and then also birds can be bad too, right? I mean, a dove. That dove might be stinking. You go in the room and it really smells, but then a dove is beautiful too. Same thing with a snake. It'll bite you, but then it can also be your best friend and teach you a little something about the world. So this means, as above, so below. Just remembering that I create my reality, that I am God, and the Aeon of Horus is just beginning. That's why I'm a little child in the center of his chest, where his heart is. And I'm taking the 2 aeons that came before it, and I'm adding on, and I'm learning from these past aeons. And I'm taking the whole knowledge as a whole and applying it. And whatsoever I think and my beliefs will determine what I manifest in the physical world. See his little pointy hat? Religious people, all these different religions, everyone's wearing a hat. That's how you could tell if someone is really religious, when they got a funny looking hat. I love George Carlin. That's one of his stand-ups that he talked about. Religion and funny looking hats goes hand in hand. So I need to be careful not to be so dogmatic and understand that people are going to believe different things. And then even though I'm right, it's going to, even just to portray one idea and then talk to another person and just convey one simple idea, it takes a lot. Because usually people are going to believe whatever they want, and I'm not going to be able to change anybody. If the change comes, it has to come from within them. It has to be their idea. What up, YM37? So this is the Hierophant. This is the 5th card in the Aleister Crowley Tarot deck. And I am Jori Richard. I'm going to keep on going through these cards. And just like this card resembles, as I go through them, I'm going to learn it. And it's going to teach me. And I'll just keep on making videos and I'll become a master. But don't call no man on earth master or father. Right? Who is my father? Who is my mother? Mother Earth and my Father in heaven, baby. Alright. Thank you, 44485, for tuning in and watching. It's a pretty beautiful card. Lot going on in there. YM37 and Zach Blake. Thank you for watching. Peace.